Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the Magic Mouse 2 and see how this particular mouse holds up in 2025. Now, the big thing I can definitely tell you is that if you are about to go through and pick up a Magic Mouse, these types of mouses are very good for the most part. If you're somebody who just wants to go ahead and buy a Bluetooth mouse, you can't really go super wrong with these things, right? They still work, they still function. And, the only advantage I would say of buying some of the newer Magic Mouses might be because those ones do give you USB Type-C, but the Magic Mouse 2 was the one that gave you Lightning. Now, if you do prefer kind of getting something that does kind of give you a little bit of a different type of experience, maybe if you're looking for something that gives you like USB Type-C or a better type of mouse, my preferred method is a Magic Trackpad, but I still look at something like a Magic Mouse 2, and I still think this thing has a bunch of capability and a bunch of power behind it for sure. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, right? Number one, if I'm about to go through and, look at the Magic Mouse 2, the design of this particular Magic Mouse still looks pretty good for the most part. And I do think if you are about to go through and pick up a Magic Mouse, this thing is still going to be giving you like a pretty decent, good type of experience. So within a device like this, you're essentially going to be able to go ahead and kind of get this glass portion at the very top, and then you're going to be able to go through and get this standard type of experience on the side, right? It's going to feel very good. It's going to feel very premium. And like I said, I do think if you're somebody who plans on kind of going through and getting some sort of a mouse, this thing will give you good function. Now you are also still maintaining things like a glass trackpad at the top, so you can scroll at the very top. There's no zooming in function, but you can set up different types of functionality for that top mouse portion. You also have the right button, click button, all that stuff. So you can go through and have those multi-touch gestures at the top. You have a little curved side, and then you have the charger port at the bottom. This one is Lightning for the Magic Mouse 2, but they did come out with the Magic Mouse USB-C or the Magic Mouse 3 that gave you a little bit more capability there. And like I said, I'm a big fan of this type of Mac from that side. I think Apple did a really good job from the, design language of this particular Mac. Maybe it isn't necessarily perfect, but I still think this thing looks very good for the most part. It's a beautiful mouse. Now, if you have a Mac, this thing integrates really well inside of your Macs. So you have the capability of kind of connecting this thing straight inside of your MacBook, your iMac, whatever you have. And it does actually give you a really good experience from that side. So I do feel like going through and picking up a Magic Mouse from that perspective is something that's really nice to have. And I, for one, I'm a massive fan of that. You also are getting pretty good battery life from this Mac as well. You can charge it just once and it can provide you hours and hours. It can last weeks, maybe even a month or two, depending on how much you're actually charging it, how much you're using it. And that again is just another one of those really cool things that you have here inside of this type of Mac as well. Now, some other big things to keep in mind here though. Number one, when you're using it, the charger port is at the bottom. So that is kind of an annoying thing you're going to have to deal with here, right? If you're going to go through and pick up a Magic Mouse, it can be kind of annoying because you have to go ahead and deal with this mouse, the charger port being at the bottom. If you're okay with that, then this thing should be okay for the most part. But, it hasn't been too big of an issue for me, but I am usually using a Magic trackpad. That's kind of my main one to use. But this one is probably still okay for the most part too. Maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world. And on top of that, because of its, kind of the way it's kind of functioned, the trackpad at the top and the buttons and stuff, it might be great for, maybe office type of work and productivity type of work. But for gaming and stuff, it may not be the best thing for you. So that might just be another one of those things to keep in mind there. But ultimately, when I look at the Magic Mouse 2, I think this thing is still worth buying for the right person. I do think though, if you're somebody who probably wants to look maybe at a different type of device, there are a lot of other mouses out there that might be giving you a better experience. And I would tell you that the Magic Trackpad is kind of the one that I look at as probably being the most optimal one when it kind of comes down to it. So from that side, that kind of covers that up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.